Greetings, guys. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to talk about angel numbers. For those of you that are new here, I'm a professional intuitive empath. And what we're going to get into today, I'm a little punch drunk. I broke night. I'm a Leo. I have a tendency to burn the candle at both ends, but the ministry is coming through me, and I've got to get it out and channel it to you. We have angel number work to do. All right. So, can y'all tell I was a preschool teacher? I can't help it. All right, guys. Angel number 2244. What it means and what to do when you see it. Now, I'm going to bring you into my inner sanctum, folks. Come on in, besties, cousins, and internet friends. Parasocial homies, come on in. When I am doing these angel numbers, I'm not just going to be doing the rudimentary 111 and 222 and 333 and 444. Those matter, and if they pop up, I will do them. I am not above it or beneath it, but I have spent a long time developing my angel language and communication, and so my angels are talking to me in calculus, okay? So the numbers are not always sequential in the way that you might be used to. And my numbers are not always, even though this is funny, it's 2244. So they're like, calm down, relax this. It is. Anyway, my point is that do not be alarmed as you go through the angel number series with me, because it's not just going to be the normal typical thing that you would see, though there are a plethora of readers and intuitives and fantastic earth angels and light workers on here that have covered every single one of those numbers in their most 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 basic and sequential order. But let's get into the meat and potatoes. All right, so this is an actual angel number that came to me, and so what you will hear through the journey of our discussing and breaking down the angel numbers, you will get to see what the angels are working on with me. But if they're working on it with me and you're part of the collective, they're working on it with you too. All right, so let's get into it. Here's what you should know. Angel number 224 is a sign that you are on the right path to achieve your goals. Your angels want you to keep up the good work. The angels will reward you for it soon. 2244 is also a nudge to pursue your dream job. See, if there's a different position at your current job that sounds more fulfilling or amazing, or search for a new job completely and entirely. If you are dealing with love, because all angel numbers hit our personal life, our love life, our soul life, our spirit life, our health. Angel numbers give us better help. Angel numbers are the original better help. It's like real better help, but with more help and better. Anyway, in love, 2244 is a sign to start looking for romance. If you single and ready to mingle, if you ready to throw it back, if you're ready to throw it back. For couples, it's a reminder that healthy relationships take work and dedication. I know that's right. Angel number 224 means you're on the right path, life path, to achieve your goals. Your guardian angels, or whichever higher power you believe in, want you to know that they've witnessed all of your hard work. They said, we see you. We've been looking down low as you reach up high for your goals. We love to see it. They've been witnessing your hard work, and they see what you're doing to get where you are today, and they will reward you for it soon. Stay determined and keep up the good effort. Even when the going gets tough, the universe has your back. That's who. Guess what? It's you. The universe has your back, and it's encouraging you to focus and enact your plans for the success. Come on, your back, plans and act. I love a rhyming thing, massive attack. If you've been procrastinating on a new endeavor or putting it off on your plans because of fear of failure, now is the time to let go of your negative thoughts and pursue your passions with enthusiasm. Yes. Try using positive affirmations like, I am worthy of success. My failures don't define me. Actually, I don't like that, because I don't want to claim anything about failure. So I would say, I succeed and learn new lessons when I have opportunities. We could let it call a failure opportunity for a new education. Anyway, so you want to get into a proactive and more productive mindset. Once you get started, reward yourself. Come on, reward yourself. Reward yourself for your progress along the way to stay motivated. For example, treat yourself to a favorite dinner after sending out a specified number of job applications. If finding a new job is your goal, or a spa day, or a special coffee date with a friend. Now, another thing, when you're seeing angel number 2244, you need to understand that it is time to script. It is a literal sign to physically, I can't stop talking about this lately. The teacher in me has come out. I can't. I mean, it's just forever. I'm just gonna keep this up. I don't know why this matters. Some of y'all need to get this. Transform your life through handwriting. It is the kinetic rewiring of your brain through learning how to write cursive again, but a very specific way with guided cards that are explained by Vimala Rogers. Get it. You need it. Apparently, my angels are like literally harassing me to harass y'all about it. I don't know why. Anyway, you are supposed to be scripting. So it's a physical sign that encourages planning and strong foundations to achieve your goals. You need a concrete action plan. So you need to get clear about what you want to accomplish. You need to visualize your future and what you want and what's going to make you feel happy. How does it feel to get successful, to feel successful? Get as specific as you can and imagine your perfect future or life. Now, a simple way that I'm going to help you guys understand this and how I did this for myself. I wanted to go to the Blue Lagoon forever. I saw it on all the influencers things. I saw it on all the TikToks. I was guided very specifically that I was supposed to go now, not yesterday, not now, but now. Okay. So the reason I'm saying this is this. I started writing about it. I put pictures up of it. I did all of the things years ago, y'all. It didn't come overnight, but when it came so fast, but I was prepared. I knew I wanted it. So I had my passport. I was prepared. I had manifested a travel buddy. All of the things fell right into place, right? So it was so perfect. But it was not an overnight success. It was a long time in the making, but it's because I scripted it a long time ago. And I started visioning it and vision boarding it. And I watched tons of videos from creators that were there. And I literally pictured myself in it. And when I sat in that warm, amazing lagoon, and it was a cold, blustery day, and everyone around us was apologizing, all the workers, they were apologizing for the weather because they were like, it's really terrible weather. And I said to them, we wouldn't know. I mean, it's Iceland. How would we know? I'm from Florida. Like, it's cold. It's cold, but the water is hot and warm. And I sat there with my friend that I manifested the trip with, and I cried of gratitude because it was a physical reality that was met. But it wasn't a 1-2 step, and it didn't happen just because I wanted it to. It happened because I wrote it down and scripted it, and I looked at waters that were blue often. And I envisioned myself being there. And I sat next to my friend, and she shed a tear too. But it was a really powerful moment of gratitude. Because that's what happens. When 2244 appears, you can actually write into existence the dreams that you want to embody. They don't have to stay at a distance from you. They can be part of your life in reality and actually. So I want to tell you that story so that you understand how powerful it is to script. I didn't understand how it was going to happen. I didn't even know if it was ever going to happen. But it did. It did. All right. So, and now also a little message about paying attention to go to do something or to run away from something or to go towards something when you hear your angels being like, yes, no, go, go. Right now, the town that is right next to the Blue Lagoon has been evacuated because there is seismic volcanic activity happening. And it's funny because I talked to my friend before we went, and I was like, Pele is so happy it's leaping to greet us, because I had negative self-talk about it. I was like, oh my gosh, is this volcano going to erupt before we get there? But I had a date with Destiny to see the Blue Lagoon. And I'm so sad. I've been literally watching. I have the alerts on my phone. Like, I live in Iceland because I want to go back. It felt like home to a certain degree. It was absolutely gorgeous and breathtaking to me. And it breaks my heart that these people around there might lose their home. But my angels said, go now. I was actually going to go to Alaska. That was another choice that I had and was manifesting, and it didn't work out. The person that I was going to go see never got back to me. It was weird. And then right after I came back from Iceland, they got back to me. And they're like, I'm so sorry. I didn't But it wasn't supposed to be. I wasn't supposed to be in Alaska. I was supposed to be in Iceland, especially because the volcanic activity could very well change the landscape of this 25 wonders of the world. It's one of the 25 wonders of the world forever. There's a reason that I hate what's happening for the people that live there, but I need you to hear this so clearly. If something is for you, it will be for you. And I didn't understand the urgency. It was so weird. I woke up, called friend, and was like, hey girl. And she was like, okay, I hate to call, right? But I'm gonna ride with you. And she did. Thank you for that. And we went. But it was because there was a destiny meeting that I had, but it's because I scripted it. I have goosebumps as I'm telling you that, guys. You guys need to start writing down what you want. All right, let's finish this up. Manifest your goals. Get to planning. How will you accomplish it? How will it feel? It's also a reminder to stay focused on your higher purpose. It's easy to feel satisfied by material possessions, wealth, and achieving what others think is appropriate for you. But what do you really want? What is your true calling? You need to live your life with passion and enthusiasm for the things that bring you fulfillment. Utilize your talents and help make the world a better place. This way, you will reach your higher goals and you will really be able to feel satisfied with the life you've created, okay? Sometimes our parents, people, and tribe can influence us. And in my life, it is literally a testament to living exactly how I want to, loving who I want to, loving how I want to. Nothing in my life is conventional. Nothing in my life is what you see. A and 1 and 2 don't ever equal B. I think that was algebra I just did. I don't know how to do algebra. What I'm telling you, sis, is that I live the life that I deserve. I live the life that fits me properly. And have I been influenced by peer pressure and family at certain times in my life? Of course. And that's why I'm saying this to you, because I know how important it is to live for you. One of the saddest things that I watch is a lot of people that I love get influenced by their friends and family, and they miss out on the most magnificent opportunities. I'm talking about my clients, right? I love my clients, but people that are my loved ones, people that I have dated, people that were my friends, I've watched them be influenced by people that say they have their best interest at heart, but no one can guide you on a life you're supposed to live. What is your life look like? And I decided to live a life that was right for me. My mother just retired, guys, 40 years, and she's a 9-to-5 worker, and I did not want to be inside of those hallowed walls of soul crushing. And when I was in corporate America, I made a vow I will never be back inside of these walls. I hate all these catty bitches. And I decided, I have a friend out in Cali who calls it bitchcraft. I hate her father, she said, used to call it bitchcraft. I hated all of that. That wasn't for me. It was such a drain on my empathetic energy. Can you guys relate? And if you're at a 9-to-5 and this is what you have to do, then that is what is for you. But for me, I decided that wasn't for me. I had a friend that decided she wanted the gastric sleeve, and she manifested that. She said to me recently, oh my God, girl, I want to live the life you're living. But I taught her literally how to manifest, gave her a picture frame and the whole thing, and she did it. She manifested a house, she manifested the body she wanted, and I said to her, sis, you put your energy into what mattered to you. So you can also have exactly this life too, if it matters that much to you, but you prioritize what mattered to you. I wasn't chastising her, but guys, we all have things that matter to us. That's why I'm saying I'm not knocking anybody that's at any conventional job, but for me, that did not work. Just like for her, being the size she was didn't work. She probably looks at my size and says, girl, come over to the other side, right? But she prioritized what mattered to her, and she got exactly the desires of her heart. So I don't ever get into my feelings when someone's like, girl, you just look like you're just outside and you're doing all the things and you're just traveling. Yes, because I know what it cost me to get here, but I scripted it to get here. This is a life that I wrote for myself, not just spoke for myself, but both things are necessary. Anyway, guys, in conclusion, y'all, it is important to remember that it blends the energies of 2, 4, and 3, and they will be amplified. And so what this means, especially for love and relationships, is that it may be a sign to look for love, and that hard work and dedication is going to matter, but you need to work on loving yourself, especially if you're single. Self-care, travel, self-care, trying new things, and getting out of your comfort zone to grow more self-assured and confident. When you radiate positivity, love is more likely to find you. If your partner, it's a reminder that relationships take work. This summer, I had a huge reminder in so many sectors as Libra was affecting us all of how much work relationships take. and how you can gauge if someone's not putting in the work and how much they value or don't or do, and how much you value yourself or how much you value them. All relationships take work. And because I have asked for a plethora of beautiful experiences, that means that I have to put work into all of those experiences. And sometimes you can drop the ball. So I had like a real like chin check by my angels this summer to be like, well, everyone that is on your energy field deserves energy from you, because this is the soul contract that you signed up to do. You have to invest. Husband needs energy. Soulmates need energy. Bestie needs energy. Mother needs energy. Family needs energy. You guys get it? To whom much is given, much is expected. Heavy literally is a head that wears a crown. So there has to be enough of you to go around, but that means there has to be enough self-care happening for you to be able to spread yourself around in the way that you would need to. And each day and night, it can't feel like a dream honeymoon phase. A healthy relationship that I put here in my notes requires effort and attention from both partners to last. You've got to communicate with your partner about your goals, your wants, and your needs, and listen to theirs as well. Show them affection and appreciation often, to include them in your life, to make sure they feel like a part of your future plans. That it goes for your bestie, that goes for your mama, that goes for your daddy, that goes for your cousin, that goes for your friend, that goes for your spouse or intimate partner or lover. Everyone needs a level of affection. I'm not saying you gotta hug everybody if you're not a hugger, but affection is a love language, whatever yours is. So how do you give? Also, what is theirs? How do they receive? 2244 is asking you to really investigate that area of your life. How do they receive a love from you? Because just because your love language is this doesn't mean that they receive it in the same way. For example, my love language is words of affirmation. Could you tell? And it is gifts. Those are two ways that I say I love you. My husband's love language is, and let me go down the line, words of affirmations, gifts, physical touch, quality words of affirmations, gifts, acts of service would probably be my third. No, physical touch, then acts of service, then quality time. I mean, I don't know. We all want quality time, right? Anyway, some people prioritize it at the top of their list, but for me, it's words, words, words. My husband is not communicative that way. He is a Capricorn, ever a Capricorn. He doesn't have much to say. But does he love me? Absolutely. In his own way. Not in some of the ways that meet my bing, bing, bing down my list, though he has tried in his ways. So what I do is I make sure that I get that energy that I do require and need from other connections, whether it's bestie, whether it's friend, whether it's soulmate, whatever the case may be. It's communicated with to my husband. There is no weirdness here. It's all on the up and up. But I say, here's my need. And if it's not met, here's what I need to do. How can I meet a need for you? So just because he loves me the way he loves me and I love him the way I love him doesn't mean that we both would receive that love from each other. So we both have had to work. I have had to figure out acts of service, not just words of affirmation, because that's his primary love language, is acts of service. How can I serve my husband? How can I make sure that he feels loved? And when I say serve, don't get caught up in the patriarchy of it all. What I mean is, just like he would do a nice thing for me, what nice thing can I do for him? Does that make sense? But that's not my primary way to love. My primary way is to write a note or to send him a text or to say, oh my God, babe, I so appreciate that. To him, that's like, that's nice. And that means nothing. He cares when something is done. Yeah? Does that make sense? So figure out who your loved ones are in your life and how to love them. There's something here that I'm going to just repeat because I think it's so, so, so important. Showing affection and appreciation often, to include them in your life. I was watching something that a friend sent me recently, and it was underneath it or something. It's where they take off their clothes as they're talking, and it's Zendaya, who is a music artist, and he said that his girlfriend had brought him home some cookies, but he was on a diet. So instead of thanking her for the cookies, he barked at her about like, oh, that's not low carb. You know, I'm doing low carb right now. That has 27 grams of sugar. Why would you bring something with 27 grams of sugar? So the next morning he woke up and he went to her and he was like, I apologize to you because thank you. Like, you brought me cookies, babe. Thank you. And he was admonishing, advising, and kind of taking accountability, was just really nice to see. And he said, just saying thank you is what is needed. Like, he was like, that was messed up of me to just berate her for getting me something out of love. I should have just ate the damn Fig Newtons, is what he said. But and if I wasn't going to eat them, I should have at least been like, thank you, babe. I'm going to save these for when I want a treat. This is going to be delicious. There is a way to make someone feel affection and love and gratitude and appreciation. It's not always about a hug and a kiss and a cuddle. Also, when we're talking about your wants and needs, when 2244 comes up, sometimes your needs aren't being met. And if your needs aren't being met, then you need to figure out a way to get that met, especially if you're in a partnered relationship. There is always a solution for everything. And again, guys, I'm so unconventional, but it's because I've had years and years and thousands of clients, with no exaggeration, that I've worked with, that we have to find solutions for. When people call me, they need an answer. They need me to help them solve a puzzle. They don't want to be sad or in misery anymore. And they may love their partner, but they have to figure out how to get their needs met. And sometimes a partner, like I said, just like my partner, is not going to meet you exactly where you are. And so what do? How do you raise the bar? How do you get your needs met? Do you discard? Do you stay? Do you talk? Do you figure out a way? My way is always to figure out a way. Because if you come to the table and negotiate, there's always a way. Anyway, guys, remember that you and your partner are a team. Don't be afraid to ask them for support when you're feeling down. Communication and hard work may not sound romantic, and it's not. And I love that my husband is a Capricorn, because I was telling my friend Callie this. There's a practicality that's romantic. You know, I invite in a lot of soulmate energies and connections. So I get all of the whimsy that a gal can stand. I have all kinds of magical experiences and interesting meetups and interesting tribes, women and men that I connect with. But there's something solid about someone that I don't have to play guessing games with, and I don't have to do all the other shenanigans. This Capricorn stoic energy is incredibly dependable, and it's not romantic. My husband is not a romantic, and I'm not boo-hoo. There's no Cry Me a River. I signed up for this. I knew what I was getting into. I understood what I needed. I knew that I would travel the world before I ever traveled the world. I knew that I would be outside before I ever had my passport renewed. It was expired for a long time. I knew that I would have tribes, men and women, that I would meet all over the world. I knew that I would speak and teach, even though some of those things have yet to fully come true. I have embodied some of them. It's something I would do, but I knew I needed a home base. And so the grown-up thing and the reality check thing about relationships, if you're partnered, is that it's not always amazing grace and love and light and honeymoon stage. And to be honest with you, you need someone who can solidly hold you in the harder days. And I had some harder days in the last 2 years medically. A lot of you guys know my story. But if you don't, I had a near-death experience, and my husband took care of me. Not my soulmates, not my friends, though my bestie definitely showed up in her own way, but my husband did heavy lifting, better than nurses, took care of me in vulnerable moments that if I talk about it, I will cry. And it was in those moments that I understood why. Partnership, whether you want to be conventionally married or not, I don't care. I'm not getting into the weeds with you on that. That's your choice. But partnership, it's not romantic. What he had to do to help me live was not romantic. It was heroic. Really. I don't know if I could have done it for him. I would, and I will. But in that moment, I would have been beside myself. But he didn't have time to be beside himself. He had to suck it up. And he had to make sure that the person that he promised partnership to survived in the best way that he could. He literally put on gloves, did wound care for me, guys, to be very frank. That's romantic. So the TikTok couples goals, that's bullshit, y'all. We just watched Keke Palmer. We see couples dissolve before our eyes. Everyone that smiles and puts up a great picture isn't living their best couple goal life. They're living nightmares. You want someone that's practical and that shows up and that actually cares. And so I have complained and I have been a brat, certainly. So I'm going to be confessing my confessions when it comes to partnership. And I have been like, oh, I wish this guy was more romantic with me, and I wish that he was more affectionate and all of the things that I need, because those are high on my list. But what I didn't even know I need was a partner that was going to help me just physically exist in this earth plane. And I didn't know that he was up for the job, but oh my God, he knocked it out of the park. That is romance. And that's a relationship that you put work into again and again. Everything else is flighty, you know? I see clients outsource and do all kinds of things. I have outsourced and done all kinds of things. When I say that, I mean try to get my needs met in other places. But there is something about, you know, so bestie would fulfill a need, or a soulmate would fulfill a need. Does that make sense? But there is something about having someone who will stand up for you in that moment. I'll never forget it. That doesn't mean that if our relationship doesn't work, that I owe him my life forever and ever if he's not working on our relationship or making allowances for me to have my needs met. But what it does mean that as long as he's working, I'm gonna work it too. If it's working, let me work it, put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it, because I was very impressed, proud, and humbled by the work that he did do. That's partnership. Forget about the marriage part. That's partnership. It's not fun all the time. It sucks. People lose jobs. People get jobs. People lose limbs. People lose body parts. People get sick unsuspectingly. I was watching one of those. Hey, well, how much is your apartment? Can I look at it? And Caleb, it's Caleb, the guy that started all. Every copy's off of him now. But Caleb Sims or something is his name. He goes into a New York City apartment, not apartment, a house, and the dad is essentially a single dad because the mother got long-term COVID, and they flashed to her right at the end, and she's sitting bundled up on the porch outside in a blanket. And they're like, we didn't think she was going to survive. And he says, he's like literally having a trauma dump session in the most humble and sad way. He wasn't being a jerk. He was like, I've been kind of a single dad for the last couple of years. We didn't think she was going to make it. And I had COVID a couple times, guys. And I have what they call COVID lung, which is a long-term effect of COVID. It totally changed my lungs. I literally use an asthma pump now. Sound like one of my friends says, a baby dragon when I wake up. So, COVID's no joke, but my heart broke because that's partnership. She can't do anything. She had to stop working. He had to carry the household, take care of the kids, and that house was beautiful. It looked like it was filled with love. And I could tell that she made a beautiful home, and so did he. But he is sticking by her actually. I don't know who needed to hear this today and why I'm on this soapbox, but partnership isn't just the afternoon delights and skyrockets and flight. And sometimes those come back too, and those are nice. But what it really is a moment when you're like, okay, how are we going to do life? That doesn't matter to all of us. All of us don't need a partner. I listen to a lot of internet aunties that would rather not. And that's okay. But if you have one, and if it's something that you prioritize, you better put work in it today. Message. Anyway, that's enough. 2244. That's what you need to know. All that and more. So good sharing energy with you guys. Come back and join me next time, and we will continue to evolve together.